Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kirby Impress TV. I know it's been a while, guys, and I promise I'm not trying to leave you guys behind. Literally, I just have so much going on since the move. But I wanted to stop by because this is going to be directly for my men out there. Fellas, take heed, be inspired. You can learn a lot from a real woman as well. I mean, because a lot of the times when you meet a woman and you pre a woman and you say, yo, I like that girl, I have to have that girl, or whatever the case may be. And I don't mean like in a sexual way, but if you like a lady and you and the lady exchange numbers and you start talking to the person, be ready for talk. Be ready to answer questions, because me as a woman, in order for me to feel like something could prosper with us overall, I got to really get to know who you are as an individual. I got to really read your energy on a day-to-day basis, just based off a conversation. If I don't get a chance to see you or whatever the case may be, fine. But if we are talking, very often, where we can really get to know each other, the energy exchange is going to tell me all I need to know about a man. So here's my thing. I noticed that I'm meeting a lot of fellas that show interest, whether I meet these guys in person or I meet them via online. But this is specifically for both guys that you meet online and or guys that you may meet in person. I notice when you're out and about and you're having a good time, whether you're with your friends or you're by yourself, men is going to approach you overall. And the craziest thing is that I'm meeting these guys and they'll walk up to me like, hey, beautiful. They'll start, sparking up a conversation or whatever. And we will talk for a while before we both get in our vehicles and go. We will also exchange each other numbers and so forth, for whatever the case may be. We start texting that night, you know what I mean? Just, for a little bit. But the next day, the energy is a little off. You know what I mean? The energy is off because all of the talking you did the night prior, when you do decide to try to get to know the person, try to get to know pretty much everything you need to know about a person. The first thing you want to know is, what's their goals? You know what I mean? Where they see themselves in the next 5 years, whether or not if they have kids, if they're married, what they looking for within a woman, things of that nature. You know what I mean? So that way you can get the energy going between the two of you. But if you just exchange your number with a woman that you say that you're interested in and you're not communicating with that woman, how you think it's going to make that woman feel? That if you're not communicating with her, then that means that you was just temporarily interested in her that night and not necessarily interested in her overall. Because let me tell you something, fellas. If you guys are really genuinely interested in a woman that you see that have ambition, she work hard, she have everything going for herself, she cute, she dress nice, she smell good, rare, and you exchange your number with she and vice versa, me personally gonna be looking forward to hearing from that person every chance that I can get, so that way I can get to know the person, be able to get the vibe off the person, them kind of stuff like that. But the guys that I'm starting to come encounter with, they can't even hold a conversation, let it alone. The longest they probably could have hold a conversation is maybe like 45 minutes. But you have all different kind of guys out there. What I want to tell you guys tonight If you is really not interested in the woman that you're preying, and you have an issue with communication overall, don't try to take up no woman. Don't try to take up no real woman, because you see, the little young girls, they would have let you go on ahead and slide with that no communication type of shit, that in and out type of communication shit. 1 minute your vibe is on, the next minute your vibe is off. Only person that's gonna settle for that is women that don't really require much. My thing is this: don't pre a woman if you're not willing to have great communication skills. And that means that it needs to be reciprocated. If we exchange each other's numbers, then we should be texting each other. And I'm not saying let's text each other all day, every day. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if somebody communicate with them, then you need to be reciprocating that back to the person overall. And if you have issues in those areas where your throat chakra is not open, where you can't, really communicate well, maybe I can show you how to do that. But at the end of the day, this ain't no school to teach nobody. But everybody have to learn something in a life. Everybody do. So if you feel like you need to learn how to communicate with a woman, first of all, if you're interested in a woman and you exchange your number with the woman and you start talk to the woman, make it consistent. Talk to her as much as you can, so that way she knows that you are only interested in her. Because once you stop communicating with her, she's going to automatically assume that your interest is pointing towards another woman. And that may not even be true. Because you can be busy. You can have children. You could be doing all different kind of things. But this is for the guys that really don't have children. That's single. You know what I mean? Ready to mingle. That kind of stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I notice a lot of guys, they take up something. They be trying to take up woman that they know they can't manage. They know they're not ready for. They know they just want to come into that person's life and just try to distract her from off of her goal. Distract her from what she's trying to move forward from in life. Fellas, stay in your lane. If the goal is not to make somebody happy, you know what I mean? Communicate with that person often, date, that kind of stuff like that, and don't make no sense. Because fellas, let me tell you something. No woman is going to go on ahead and sleep with you without getting to know you. Things is not set up like that. I'm coming in counter too with a lot of guys that is not really financially stable either. It's crazy. Because these dudes, they will meet you one day and then the next day they will fucking ask you for money. And they don't even know you. And they'll give you this long ass story about why they asking you for the money. Making up lies. So you can, empathize with their situation. No. That's not what I want in my life. That's not what I need in my life. I'm not interested in a man that comes with in and out communication. I'm not interested in a man that can't even hold a decent conversation overall. And I'm not interested in a man that don't have goals in place, that's not stable, that's codependent, relies on a woman to help them. No, I'm not doing that. And I'm gonna always be in this energy where I'm not going to be minding no man. I need me an emperor in my life. Like, I need a strong man that's stable. Not no little boy. Not somebody that still live with their parents. Not somebody that still live with their brothers, their cousins, all of these different stuff like that, roommates. And I'm not saying like that's a crime to have a roommate. To each his own. If that's the only thing that you could do, then that's fine. I'm not questioning that like that. But if you trying to seek a woman that you know have her own place and them kind of stuff like that, and you don't have your own place and you living with somebody, it's like it makes you feel uncomfortable because then the person gonna always want to come to your yard, but then when you want to go to their yard, you can't go to their yard because true they have roommate. Whatever happened to, oh, I have my own room, I have my own space, I can have company in there? I never heard of nothing like that in the real life, unless you're bringing multiple women in there. Ladies, let me tell you something. Don't settle for nothing like that. If a man can't communicate with you, number one, that's a red flag. If a man is not stable, that's another red flag. If you can tell that the person is lying to you over and over and over again, that's another red flag. Cut them people off, Cut them off. Wait for God to send you that man, the right one, to come into your life and sweep you right off of your feet. Make you happy, can hold a decent conversation. I know there's a lot of men out there that's still like shy, still trying to, communicate, but their throat chakra is closed because, maybe when they was younger, you know what I mean? They never really got a chance to really express themselves and so forth. So a lot of people can be dealing with a lot of different traumas as well. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I just thought that you guys needed to know, fellas, you know what I mean, that women is not trying to go for that. Women not trying to go for the shorthand communication. They're not trying to go for, oh, I'm not going to be able to take you out to dinner. I'm not going to be able to take you out to lunch because your fake work schedule. All I do is work, 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 and don't have no time for no woman. Ain't nobody going for that. If you're going to pre a woman, then you're supposed to make time for the woman. If you really like the woman, then you're supposed to show that lady why you like her. Take her out to dinner. Take her out to a movie, buy her flowers, send them to her job. Take her car, go gas it up, wash it. You know what I mean? Take her out to the brunch, walk with her on the beach. Get her some gift cards to let her know, like, hey, you go, baby, for your nails and your feet, because I know you like to keep yourself up. Women love stuff like that. It's just the little things. Let me tell you something, cooking for that person too. Men love a woman that can cook, and I love a man that can cook too. But you have some men, they don't even know how to cook, much less only can cook eggs. Or some little basic shit from out of the can. Them could have cooked. No. Life isn't set up like that. I'm going to tell you right now. Going into 2023, ladies, don't let no man try to shorthand who you are as a woman. It's okay to pour your love in somebody else's cup, but you got to make sure you're getting that reciprocated overall. Don't make it be one-sided. And fellas, uno need for get yourselves together for 2023, literally. You guys are slacking up. You guys got to really, really, get with the program. Start doing right by women. If you really like the woman, you care about the woman, you love the woman in some kind of way, do right by her. Communicate better with her. Become a better person within yourself. It always start within yourself before you can be a better person to another girl, to your children if you have any. Come on now. You fellas got to get with the program. Be stable in this coming up year. You know what I mean? Stop relying on women to care for you and do things for you. And fellas, you got to also stop lying as well. A lot of you guys sit there and lie just for no reason. If you know you have a girl, or you know you have a friends with benefits, or you know you have a situation going on, make the person know. Make the person know, you know, because honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. And I always say, if the person can't keep 100 with you, it don't make no sense. And another thing, when you communicating with a man and the man start getting frustrated with the questions that you asking him, you know he lying. Simple. Cause right off the back, he gonna say, why you keep asking me these questions and rare and this and that. He's getting offended by the questions that you're asking him. That's not somebody that you need in your life. That's not somebody that you want in your life. Fellas, uno need to start doing right by women. Start working on yourself. Whatever you're going through in life, if you're suffering from trauma, from, childhood traumas, from what you endure with your parents or your family members and whatever the case may be, start working on that so that way you can be a better person for someone that you want to come into your life. And if you got kids, you need to be wanting to be a better person. Being a better person don't have nothing to do with not going to a party. Being a better person has a lot to do with behaviors, your actions, your deceptive behaviors. Those are the things that you need to work on. Lying a lot, mistreating women, you know what I mean? Being careless with your body, you know what I mean? Being very manipulative, because you can work, but what's that gonna do if you a liar, you're a manipulator, you know what I mean? And all of those different things like that. So you're stable, but you're not stable, because if you're it's very confusing, because you're stable because you have a job, right? But then, do you live by yourself? No, right? Do you have responsibility like kids and stuff? Some do, some don't. If you know you was a fucked up person to somebody in your past that had nothing but genuine love for you guys, or whatever the case may be, and you know that, to reconcile with the person, you have to come back to that person as a better person, meaning that you would have to do the work on yourself, like work on not lying, work on not messing with multiple women, work on a whole bunch of different things. And if you haven't done that, then you shouldn't be trying to reconcile with someone from your past. That makes no sense. Because I notice too a lot, it's like, oh, if I don't get what I want, then I'll just go to the next girl. If I don't get what I want, then I'll just do that. Like, who does that? Like, that's so much. I mean, like, that's like immaturity, like behaviors overall. Very immature, can't really hold a conversation. Then when they don't get what they want and get rejected, then they don't want to be bothered with you. They go to the next woman. That's not change. You're supposed to want to be a better person for your kids too. We're supposed to be teaching our kids, teaching them examples, so that way that they can incorporate those kind of lessons into their own lives. Going backwards ain't never been the wave. If you broke up with somebody and you're no longer with the person, why would you want to go back to the person that you broke up with, or the person broke up with you? That makes no sense. Now, I'm not saying like you can't reconcile and get back with the person, but you can't do that without knowing if this person worked on themselves, if this person is stable, if they stop lying and all of those different things like that. Because once you give them a couple of days, they right back to their old ways, blocking you and doing all kinds of fuckery. Yeah. Then watching you from every platform too. It's weird. Weird energy, weird vibes. And if you have a lack of communication, please don't ask for my number. Please don't reach out to me. Please don't text me. Please don't call me. Because I don't want nothing to do with a guy that has a lack of communication. And that's not stable. I need a man in my life that's bringing everything to the table that I'm bringing, plus more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not settling for nothing lesser than that. So if you know that you have a communication problem, just stop, literally. Don't ask for my number, please and thanks. Guys, I hope that this, inspired you guys so that way you can kind of, get some tips on things that, can kind of work in your own lives. And if you're experiencing the same thing that I'm experiencing as far as communication and men, or vice versa, how y'all, got going on out there. So I would say, like, if you can, dig the video tonight or whatever the case may be, just click like, share, and subscribe to my channel as well, guys. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box as well. Keep the notification buttons on. I'm going to start posting more, you know what I mean? Even though I'm not settled just yet, because I know I just moved to a new state, but I'm getting there. So as soon as I get everything set up, well, I'll be back up and running in the flesh, literally. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for the likes, shares, subscribes. You know what I mean? And I love you guys. I'll see you guys on another video. Bye.